Hello there everyone, my name is Nathan Birch. In this video I'm going to go through assignment number 3. Now we have done this, the same process of grabbing a web page and copying the content of that web page several times so far. Today though I'm going to show you a more efficient way of doing it. So it says your tasks are as follows. Create this HTML file in CSS, and then it says recreate the nav bar, and it starts like going through some different things that you could do. Notice up here though it says all you have to do is recreate this web page by any means at your disposal. Some helpful tools may be the Chrome developer tools, the Elements console and sources tabs, and the view page source button when you right click on the page. So let me just open up VS Code. Here this is. I'm going to make a new folder called assignment, and then I'll go ahead and make a new file called assignment3.html, and then I'll make a new one called assignment3.css as well. Okay, nice and empty. And then I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to hit view page source. Okay, this is the HTML. Okay, this is the exact source that came from whoever made this website. And so I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it in assignment 3 and save it. And then I'm just going to open this up with live server and see what this looks like. Okay, so we're off to a really good start. Okay, let's go ahead, let's keep on going. So I'm going to close the view page source, and I'm going to right click on here. I'll hit inspect, and I'm going to start by looking at what is here. So I can see any styles, I can see any color. I could click on this and see, okay, what did he do for that H1 stuff? He has a margin bottom and a color and a line height, all this random stuff. But if I look at the console tab, let's see here. Oh, this is the wrong one. Whoops. But if I inspect over here, I'll see a bunch of errors showing up here in the console. Okay, I can see this red 9. And it'll kind of tell me what I'm missing here. So it says that I'm missing a style.css file and a global.js file, an assignment 3.1 PNG, global.js. Anytime we have a 404 error or this MIME type thing, it's because something can't be found. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's come back over here, and I can find all of that content by looking at the sources tab. Okay, and I'm just going to open this up nice and big. So let's see what's in here. We have site. So here's our global. Okay, and here's a style.css. Okay, if I look at the elements tab, well, we have the view page source. We already got that. You can see here I'm referencing the global.js, a header.html. So it looks like the header is being loaded from somewhere else. And here's that styles.css. So let's go ahead. I'm going to right click on this and hit save file as. And I'm going to copy the reset CSS as well. And I'm going to copy the global.js as well. Okay. And then let me open up my Finder. Oh, it's right there. Okay, so here's my downloads. And then I'm just going to drag these over onto my assignment. Okay. And then I named my CSS file assignment3.css, so I'll just put everything in there, and I'll close that, and then I just need to change this to say /assignment3.css. Okay, and then this is not in a site folder, it's just right here. Global.js is right there, so I'll save that. And then let's go look at our page and see how it's looking. Okay, it's looking better, and we don't have 7 errors anymore. We're down to 5 errors. Okay, and we have quite a bit of style here. Look, it took care of all of our headings, this fancy list item icons that are there. We still don't have an image. We still don't have a nav bar. So let's go ahead and find those. So we already saw that the image was that 3.1.png. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can download that. Nope, it's not going to let me download it. So I'll just right click on the image itself and I'll hit save image as. And I'm going to put it in my downloads. Save it just like that. Okay, and then I'll open up VS Code and my downloads, and I'm just going to drag this over onto my assignment. Okay, and so I'm going to close this. Hopefully now this will show up if I refresh this page. Nope, it's still not showing up. Oh, it's because it's coming from images, from an images folder. So let me search for images / okay, and I want that gone. Whoops. Okay, so let's see if that works. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. Okay, let's see. Couldn't get styles from Monakai Sublime CSS, whatever that is. I have no idea what that is. But if we just look through here, here's that. Okay, so I'm going to right click on this, hit save as. I'll leave it in my downloads file. Notice that it says js/highlight/styles. So I want to mimic that in here. So I'm going to make a new folder called JS. And then in there I'll make a new folder called highlight. And I'll make a new folder called styles. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab this Monakai sublime.css and move it into styles. Okay, let's see if that fixed another error over here. Hit refresh. We are down to 3. Okay, this is looking really great. The whole content of the page is actually looking pretty much perfect. The only thing that's lacking is just the nav bar. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our nav bar and see how this is being loaded up. So I'm just going to right click over here, and I'm going to look at where this nav class is coming in. Okay, so we have a style tag here inside the body and a div with an ID called included header. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this whole thing. Hit copy element, and then I'll come over here and do assignment 3. And here's that div included header, but it's empty. I'm just going to paste that. Okay, now that div included header, it looks like this JavaScript function is saying, hey, find the ID included header and load an HTML file, which is why that was showing up in the browser but not here because we don't have that code. Okay, and so I'm going to hit refresh on this. Okay, and it looks like we have our stuff. It's even responsive. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. We didn't do any of that. Okay, we still have errors showing up over here. That's a JavaScript error. We don't really have to worry about that for the functionality of the page. It's just saying that this didn't work. Okay, so I could actually just take that out, and it looks like this whole thing is working great. I can just close this whole thing, and we just recreated this in like less than 5 minutes. Okay, so it looks exactly the same. There's actually more errors on this page. I guess they're coming from my ad blocker probably, or something. It's probably something to do with this video. But yeah, so we just successfully recreated this entire page in just a couple minutes, really without any effort. And it was just from knowing how to use our developer tools and grabbing HTML and CSS from somewhere else. And we just had to make sure that our file structure was right with how we're referencing, the JavaScript file and the CSS file. We still don't have this favicon there yet. Let's see if we can add that real fast. So I'm going to hit inspect. The favicon might be a little bit tricky. It might not be in with the sources. Every website is a little bit different. Logo. Oh, do we have our logo? We do have the logo. Nice. Images. Site. Yeah, I'm not seeing a favicon in here. Okay. This is just a bunch of stuff that's being loaded from those links in the head of our document, like Bootstrap. That's where our if I right click here and hit inspect, that's where all this is coming from. That's JavaScript and CSS working right there, and that's all coming from Bootstrap. Yeah, I'm not seeing the favicon. So what we could do, there wasn't anything about the favicon in the instructions, but if we were really worried about it, we could just take a little screenshot of that, or just figure out some other way to get that favicon there. Okay, and then the only thing we'd have to do is just change that. Let's actually look at the Elements tab. I wonder if we'll be able to find the favicon here. So here's the favicon. Yeah, it's not going to let me like locate it or anything. So, and I would take a screenshot right now. I can't take a screenshot though while I am recording a video. So let's just find another image. So this is for the DWC. We'll say DWC icon. Okay, we'll say Digital Workshop Center icon. Click on images. Actually, you know what? Let's go to their website. Maybe we can get their favicon over there. Okay, so there's their icon. So I'm going to hit right click and hit inspect. Let's check out their favicon over here. I'm going to search for favicon. Look at that. It's a link. That's perfect. I'm going to double click on that and copy it. And then in our href, we're not going to have a relative path. Instead, we'll just put that link and let's save it. Boom. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's not the same as the other one, but that's okay. It looks awesome. Okay. Sweet. So I think we have successfully recreated this page. This is really exciting. I hope that this was helpful for you in seeing these tools. You notice this is the Digital Workshop Center website. I can look at their sources as well. I can right click on this and hit view page source, and I can see the exact code that was written to generate this. It's all right here. We could have recreated this website if we had wanted to. Okay. So anyways, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. It may seem like we cut a lot of corners, but in web development, you're always trying to be as efficient as possible. And if I can recreate this whole thing character by character in probably like 100th the amount of time that it would take me to do it by myself, then that seems like a pretty efficient use of my time. So again, I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you next time.